Greetings to all folks. Be blessed. Let's talk about, you know, this onslaught, this attack against black culture. Okay. So recently, well, it's not a recent scenario, but they have chosen to blame the ills of society, all the shootings and whatever, rap music, and then to say that they're not racist, they throw in video games. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to learn from history. The Holocaust began with Hitler and his goons singling out the most vulnerable people in society. It was this droning, constant droning and droning and droning. Next thing, it turned up to be a full-fledged crescendo of hate. It's not only the Jews alone pay the price. They would like you to believe that. But a number of gypsies, or like they want to call them Romanos or Roma, paid the price also, because these people operate outside the norms of European society, so they single them out. So they are singling out rap music again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for us to put rap music in a box and say that's what it is so disingenuous, and it probably should be where somebody should not be commenting on things they don't know. So you were telling me there are no differences between Pearl Jam and, let's say, Metallica. It's really disturbing. So they would like to single out, NWA when they say F the police. Look at the environment these guys grew up in. Look at the history. What are they supposed to be rapping about or writing about? They know about police brutality. So you telling me, if let's say somebody who in the Gaza Strip becomes a rap artist, what is that young person growing up in the Gaza Strip or growing up in Beirut or all these war-torn areas, if they were to become rap artists, what do you suppose they would be rapping about? Lamborghinis and Bentleys? Do you think so? No. A lot of these rappers are product of the environment, and the ones who are not, they've been forced by the record industry to produce some of the music that we see today. So the underpinning of this is the record companies driving a lot of this music. Exploitation for profit. Okay? So let me begin by the roots that bear the fruits today. The roots of rap music came from Jamaica. Okay? So Kool Herc was credited for what he did on the turntables and mixing and whatever. But he says, which his origins are Jamaican, he says he got this idea from a lot of the sound systems in Jamaica. Okay? So it came down to that Caribbean island again with such talented people. I'm from Trinidad, Tobago. We have talented people there too. It's just that our music haven't crossed over, or it did. Because that music I hear coming out from Africa, dub Afro beats, most of it has soca type rhythms in there, like Maserati and all of these other sounds. You're talking about a group of people who put indentations in an oil drum and turn it into into an orchestra that could play classical music. So yeah, we have talented people. It's just that the Jamaicans have crossed over into the mainstream, okay? So most of the rap artists, the modern artists today, have to pay homage to the Jamaican artists like U-Roy, I-Roy, Prince Muhammad. Who am I leaving out? Yellow Man. All of these guys have laid the groundwork for rap music. You see all this modern music with Jay-Z and his wife and whatever. Where do you think that came from? You see, in the early days, Africa Bambaataa and KRS-One and all these groups, you didn't have a singer on the album. It was just somebody rapping to some beats. That genre came out of Jamaica. It is called the toaster. You know, the person that's doing the so-called rapping, they were called the toaster. And the other person was just, you know, the singer, or they view them as the artist. So when you hear Dennis Brown sing, like, you know, like Money in My Pocket, and then you have the toaster coming on the record, this is what you're seeing today. These guys did that way, way back before this become a thing in the United States. Okay? So for people to criticize rap music and put it in a box is just ridiculous. Now, me personally, I don't listen to the modern day rap artists because they don't talk to me. But when you look at, you know, Public Enemy, you know, the Wu-Tang Cream album, okay, you look at Biggie Smalls, you look at one of the greatest lyricists ever lived, like Doom. You know, when he says, you talk about sissy pissy rappers who double dutch and he hold his mic double clutch. Man, come on, man. This was the origin of how we got rap music. Instead of battling each other with guns and knives, they used lyrics, beats, and dancing. This was the idea. But you probably enter corporate greed, and the genre has changed to facilitate this greed. Now, I don't blame Ice Cube and the others to talk about F the police. The reality is there. Look at the George Floyd. Look at the Black Lives. I mean, come on, man. You guys are fools. But to lump all rap music into one corner, this is silliness. This is silliness. You got to take the art, the craft for what it is. You got a person who invented cutting, splicing, sampling, you know, scratching, even the beatbox. Come on. Are you guys kidding me, man? Look at what Ron DMC did with Aerosmith. Walk This Way. You know, broke barriers. Or the King of Rock. All of these things. P. Diddy. Using Sting's music. I think he got sued for it, but listen, folks. Without us, like the book says, we are the salt of this earth, okay? Do you ever had food without salt, folks? Do you? Have you? This is what we are. The book calls us the salt of this earth. We taught you how to sing, how to walk, how to dance, how to dress. What do you think is driving the market today? They want to call it urban wear. Listen, I'm 54 years old. There's certain things that we're not supposed to be doing, okay? But hey, it is what it is. It's just like the hippies with long hair and bell bottoms. I don't agree with people wearing their shorts down to their ankles, but it is what it is. We have entered a very dangerous area. Okay? This type of world we are living in, where we continually marginalize black people and their culture as something bad, but yet behind closed doors you're raking in billions of dollars from the thing that is bad, is really upsetting. And it's absurd. But I don't have anybody else to blame but us. You see, out of these billions of dollars that these record industry and all of the fashion industry, how much of that trickles back into the areas that need it? Not much. These same rap artists, they would advertise smokes and liquor in the black community. Nobody brings a bank in there to make lending easier, to make house loans easier. So this is what the industry promotes. When Cat Williams says that certain black people have to act a certain way with their money, I believe it now. Because it's absurd to see some of the things that happen to us as a people. And we have the wealth to dig us out of this, to garner the respect that we deserve. 1 trillion flies out of black communities almost every year or whatever. Do you know what we could do if we pool those resources, folks? We endure this type of nonsense because we lack vision. Now, I know a lot about music, and I'm telling you, it happened before with the blues, which is the foundation of all modern music today. If you want to go before the blues, and what came out of Europe is this bland nonsense, this umpapa nonsense, playing with a trombone and whatever. I listen to classical music. Yes, I do. I'm open to everything. But to criticize rap music as the driving force of violence in this country is really absurd when you think about it. It's absurd to think that. This is the same music that has a multi-billion-dollar industry. You don't say that Martin Scorsese and his Godfathers, his series about gangsters, is glorifying violence. No, you probably gave a Grammy Award for this. You don't single him out as being dregs to promote this type of culture. You see the difference? You guys just can't keep away from black people. Let me tell you something about me, folks. I am a product of Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. Yeah, I admire King, but I'm a product of these people, okay? I believe if you smack me, I earn the right to smack you back. This is just the way it is. I believe or have no problem with equal but separate. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? I have no problem with it. Most of us are tired of the nonsense. I could be friends with anybody. Most of us are tired of the nonsense. Most of us just want to be left alone. If we are failures, let us be. Even the Elohim says he gave people up to reprobate minds. Let us be reprobates. Let us prove you right. Why is the constant bombardment, the constant obstacles? You can't vote. You can't read certain books. I mean, what the hell is wrong with this country? It's just like that idiot Charlie Kirk says, oh, if I walk into a room and I see a black pilot or whatever, and he's trying to hide this racist nonsense talking about DEI. What about the Tuskegee Airmen? Did they had, what the hell they call that, some diversity? Did they have that? No, they had to scratch, they had to claw, they had to beg to be made pilots. And you got that freaking clown Candace Owens agreeing to this nonsense. How we as black people are real tolerant, you know that? We are real tolerant. Now, growing up in the islands, I think it's a different scenario. It's just so tolerant we are about people who continually shit on our heads. Excuse the French. I think Candace Owen would have a hard time growing up in the islands with the way she think. Believe it or not, most of the people in the islands are not wealthy, but we have wealth as far as knowledge and self-pride, man. That woman has no pride. All she does is sell red meat to her friends, talking this foolishness. But Charlie Kirk is right. What is wrong with Candace Owen? What is wrong with her? How come we not canceling that nonsense that's on the air as far as Charlie Kirk spilling out this nonsense? But you will go to Harvard and tell these kids who repeat some nonsensical phrase, which Netanyahu repeats also, that these people are calling for genocide, and therefore they should be cancelled, or they're supporting Hamas. You twist everything around to cancel these people who are concerned about the killings in Gaza, but yet you constantly have the Republican Party and mouthpieces of the Republican Party spouting this racist nonsense. And you try to hide behind freedom of speech. You got your dear leader, the Orange Hitler, talking about people coming here from shithole countries. Mexicans are rapists and murderers, and repeating lines from Mein Kampf that they are poisoning the blood. Yes, the air and blood of the United States, they're poisoning it. And you got these stupid ass freaking people, Cubans, Nicaraguans, whatever you want to call you are, would sit up and vote for a Republican nominee who spouts this nonsense, who says your children's blood is not pure enough, who says your blood is not pure enough, or your parents' blood is not pure enough. Vivek Ramsalami, that's what I call him. Nimrata Randawa, talking that foolishness, but what about slavery? Oh my God, man. Wow. She would turn around and vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump says her parents' blood is poisoning this country. Most of you Latinos, to include Mexicans, would vote for Republicans who think of you as less than. You black folks, you fully know what the Republican Party is about, but I'm not worried about you because you are the minority. We as a people, we vote probably in the 1% for the Republican Party because most of us who are conscious knows what this party have to offer. Now, I'm an independent. I'm not saying racists are not in the Democratic Party, but you know where that clown suit is? It's in the closet at home, getting eaten by moths. I'm happy with that. You cannot display your racism and I sit around and vote for you. You might as well hand out some ball gags whips and chains and some freaking black leather at the voting booth if I, as a black man, vote for the Republican Party. You guys are fools. Most of the people who are driving this nonsense are out of that party. Why do you think the white supremacists vote at 100% for this party? Why? And Vivek Ramaswamy locks on to Trump's butt like a freaking lamprey, thinking that this white supremacist party would vote for him if he were to become the vice president nominee of Donald Trump. Bullshit. You think Donald Trump don't know? You ain't getting chosen for that. You are a clown, Ramaswamy. You are a clown. What about racism, Nikki Haley? All of you. That Coonanite Candace Owen. She's got chicken and watermelon in her double helix. I got the ticket, one-way ticket for you, Candace, to Coonsville. Take Clarence Thomas with you. We can't use you in the struggle, Candace. You were the problem way back then that caused slave rebellions to die in its infancy, because you went and ran to Master. Master, you know what Junebug said? Or instead of you sing Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care, you will hear the Master got flipped off of his horse and landed on his head, and you would take out of your shack running pell-mell. Master, we's good? We's hurt, Master? That's you, Candace Owen. And that's all of you who vote for this racist party. I am sick of this crap, man. I'm telling you. Most black people like I am want to be left alone. Let us fail on our own. We got to continue recycling this racist nonsense. Oh, they can't fly. They're not going to make good pilots. Oh, they can't make good quarterbacks. They have no leadership skills. Oh, they're not going to be good soldiers because they're going to run away. They don't have no courage, no fighting skills. At every freaking turn, we have proven you wrong. Yes, we have a lot of problems in our community. Most of it is self-inflicted. But I'm telling you, 99% of it is opportunity. Why is it we don't have a black bank serving our needs instead of going on bended knees and sometimes Vaseline to these white racist lending institutions? Why? I really believe we are the people of the curse, people of this book. The book says the Elohim's people are going to always be last. Other people will always be lending. We always going to be the tail. Look around you. Who is always borrowing? Who is always last? Who is always the tail? Look at your prison system. We are 12%. 13% for the longest. One of the few groups that's barely growing in this country, believe it or not. Look at our representation in prison. Nobody talks about that. Oh no, everybody deserves to go there. That stupid Candace Owen would tell you that. When the justice system is so heavy-handed in the black communities, disproportional. Remember the crack epidemic? Yes, let's lock them up and throw away the key. Here comes the fentanyl and all of these drugs, these designer drugs. Do you know why white people and other people have been hooked on these designer drugs? The OxyContin, because it was never prescribed to poor black people like me. They created their own addictions. And all of a sudden, they don't want to lock up little Billy. They want to treat him. But with us, lock us up and throw away the key. And you guys continually to vote for politicians who think that way. You're an idiot. If it wasn't for the grace of God, people like you, Candace Owen, Clarence Thomas, the Larry Elders, we would be extinct or still in chains.